Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is T and I like to play The Sims. Today we are renovating a house in Evergreen Harbor with this lovely couple from Heinisch 4 that created that couple that is going to move into our house that we are renovating today. So thank you very much for that. I thought for Evergreen Harbor, you have a couple that's a bit more environmental friendly and just, eco-friendly and all of that. And I think in the description in the gallery, it said that they met in college and they want to leave the world, or they want to make the world a better place. So I figured those two are the perfect couple to move into this house right in Evergreen Harbor. And I just, I like going through the Sims info and see what they like. Like, she likes gardening and handiness. She's a good person. She likes red, green, hipster fashion, boho fashion, spirited Sims and whatnot. She doesn't want to have a child right now. That's actually from a mod I'm playing with. She's a muser and I think a cycle disciple up there, and I don't remember what the other trait is that she has. But I'm always trying to incorporate those things whenever I do a renovation. And he's a green fiend, an overachiever, adventurous. He's neutral about having kids. He likes gardening also, handiness, gemology, writing. He, what else? He likes brown and red. He's a collector. I think he also likes boho style, yes, and the hipster fashion and spirited sim, artsy Sims, and hardworking Sims. So I figured I'll just adjust the house to what they like and what they want to do. And as always, I go in changing the outside of it because you can already save quite a bit of money if you change it to more affordable options with fences, with posts, with whatever. And I immediately knew that the fence they use for the backyard is very expensive, so you can save quite a bit of money, as I like to keep it more or less realistic whenever I do those rebuilding the Sims renovations. Because especially, if you think about a couple that met in college, they're not going to have a ton of money to change the house that they just bought. But, just adjusting it, often using slightly more affordable wall colors and wallpapers, and just making it more of their home and not that Sims pre-made house. So yeah, I just go in with, I think I work with a lot of obviously eco lifestyle items here. And I like that contrast with the green here, green and eco and whatnot. And I thought it'll be fun for them to have, instead of an actual or regular roof, to just have like a terrace on top of their house. I know that was a bit expensive, doing those walls around it. But I thought it's kind of a cool and neat idea, and I eventually, again, as I often do in those builds, I run out of money, but I managed to put a ladder out on there so you can actually go up there and then turn it into whatever you want it. I'm sure you can put a barbecue up there, a whirlpool or a jacuzzi or whatever you call it. And just really make it your own. Obviously, we were not that fancy in this renovation because we once again ran out of money, as I often do in those builds. And I didn't cheat this time, unlike I think the last few times I cheated a little bit with one of the builds I did was for Terratosa, I think it's called, with the My Wedding Pack, where an elderly lady moved in there, and I was like, she does not have only 20 grand. She just came out of a relationship or out of a marriage. She has money. So I cheated my way in there, and then I think I did a little bit of cheating when I did the Vista Query, I think it's called. Anyways, the springs, because I turned on free real estate. But I think that's still okay. But here we're back to what we usually do. We stick to the money that the couple has that moves into the house or into the apartment, and just work with it one way or another. And after deleting everything, we have about 10, almost 11,000 simoleons to spend on the interior of the house. And here I'm already thinking about putting a ladder up there, but obviously if you put a ladder on the inside, it's gonna open up the ceiling, and I thought that's not very realistic, and I didn't want to mess with it and put another wall around it or whatnot. So I just left it for now. And I'm trying to kind of incorporate what they like and use more like a boho eco style and not make it too modern, while also kind of sticking to the budget that we have. But I thought maybe we could use that little nook behind the stairs for a small bathroom, or it's like, I think you might even call it a powder room or a half bathroom, because it only has a toilet in there and a sink. But I kind of like, whenever you have a 2-story house, to have a bathroom, or at least a toilet on both levels, or on all the levels, depending on how many levels you have, because it's just easier for the Sims to have more bathrooms, and also in real life it'd be easier. Then I put a wall there because I thought, you know what, this is such a limited space, we'll just turn this into the living room nook, or living room area, more like that. And yeah, just going in with the base game counters, not the ones we got in the update because they're too expensive, but just the regular ones. And I think I also keep those, not just as a placement furniture to kind of get, you know, the sizing, but I think I keep those. Here we have a bedroom, and then a smaller, or definitely a larger bathroom. And I thought then whenever you come upstairs, you don't really need any walls, because that's just going to be their hobby room, because they, you know, they like woodworking or whatever it was, gardening, writing, gemology. And I was like, let's just use this space for their hobbies. Here I placed the very cheap eco lifestyle windows on it, and I quickly have to drink something. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just using the more affordable eco lifestyle windows, trying to place them in a way that makes sense. Didn't want to use the really big windows for the bathrooms, obviously. And then in the bedroom, I also used those smaller windows that I use in the bathrooms, because I just didn't like the way it clips into the roof that is, you know, just covering the entranceway of the house. I just didn't like that, so I just used the small ones here and figured there's a big one on the other side, and that's fine. And yeah, they have a little ensuite, which I think is kind of nice, you know, first house that they move into after college, already having an ensuite, that is nice. And we just kind of keep it, I'm not going all over the house and making everything green, but you know, keeping it a little more to what they like, which was green and brown and red. So we're trying to incorporate that a little bit, at least, as you know, as much as it makes sense. And I think I used this, to me it kind of looks like a 70s wallpaper, but I thought, you know, why not? It's a kitchen, it's more of an outdated kitchen, so over time you can just update it and get rid of it, or, you know, keep part of it and frame it like Deligracy did. If you are familiar with her, they moved into a house and then just recently had it also renovated in real life, and they kept I think the paper that was in their cupboard or something like that, and then framed it as a little memory. Anyway, I thought the wallpaper looking outdated kind of matches the outdated kitchen, and I just went with it. It clashes a bit with the other wallpaper, I agree to that, but again, this was kind of like a starter home. You get what you pay for, and just renovate it over time. You know, if you download this and move in your Sims, maybe they already have money, or they have that and rent it out, and just over time also update it, or you have rich Sims that completely change it. That's also fine. Yeah, and here I thought, in the beginning I didn't really like the idea of putting the dining table there, but I didn't really see a better option on where to put it, and I ended up using this little bistro looking table that I think is technically meant for outside, but I thought, it's cute and they're a bit quirky, so it kind of matches them and what they like. We were able to put a little desk in there. We did not, I can already tell you that we were not able to afford a computer because he actually likes writing, so I was trying to put that in, but we did not have money for that, so there's not going to be a computer. There is a small TV though, and here upstairs we renovate the bed, and I thought the bed from the high school years expansion kind of matches it with the sun and being a bit more hippie and boho. And that definitely she would like it very much. And then just, a little bit outdated side tables. And for the lamps, I actually hate those lamps, but I thought it just kind of makes sense. Just have the basic looking lamps for your nightstand. And here just a cheaper shower and a base game sink and toilet, and I worked around a little because I know it's just a game, but I don't like whenever you open the door and you immediately see the toilet. We have that in our house in one of the bathrooms, but I prefer to avoid that if possible. They get some curtains. They also get some curtains downstairs, but spoiler alert again, they're not gonna stay because I needed something else, namely the ladder, more than the curtains in the living room. And I always think, the bedroom curtains, yes, you kind of need that, and I know it's not in The Sims, it's just a game, but I like to put that in so the Sims can have some kind of privacy, or at least pretend privacy. We put in a little bit of decoration and clutter items, but not too much because we only have 2,600 simoleons left, and that is not very much to still furnish the rest of the house, especially the hobby area upstairs. So we need to be mindful of the budget, but I thought that this would be the house that would have those kind of rugs in the kitchen and the living room. Don't ask me why. I just thought this would be the kind of house that would have that. And we use a few clutter items, but I think I delete a few of them again later on, so I can afford a ladder upstairs. And here I'm just trying to see, if they have a working table or, the gemology table or whatnot, because they also liked handiness, so we kind of also needed something to work on that. And here we have some flower beds that we can use, or boxes, planting boxes where you can put your flowers in. So yeah, we're just trying our best with that minimal budget that we have. And I also went in with debug items later to make it the outside, especially to make the outside look a bit better without spending a ton of money on it. And here I'm just using the journal so he can have at least some kind of writing tool, and maybe work up to being able to afford a computer. And here I'm spending the last money that we have on the woodworking table, and now it begins me trying to get more money and trying to see where I can save money to get more items in there. And the first thing obviously is the fence outside, because we opt for an even cheaper one, and we make, I think, 600 simoleons almost. So we can afford a little bit, and I just thought, if we use that, we might as well use that red brownish color that matches the front of the house with the stone there, and then also adjust the wall, the color of the posts at the beginning, or at the front of the house. If I sound like I cannot get a sentence out straight, that's because I have been voice recording for a while now, so I'm just kind of stumbling over my words. So yeah, here we go in and try to make it look a little bit more lived in, with a few decorative items and my beloved, I don't even know what that thing is called, those flowers there in the corner. Some shelves for the kitchen, because we obviously could not afford the cupboards, but some shelving in there. And we're really trying But then eventually I have to delete it because I figured we need to make that space at the roof more accessible. And that's why all of this will be deleted later on, so we can actually use the upper space that we created there. But yeah, overall I kind of like this house. It's not perfect, but it's not supposed to be perfect. It's, you know, a starter home. And here I'm working with the debug items and just adding some flowers, and I think I also add some I know I'm adding a towel where you can just get a tan, and one of those buckets where you can have a water ball fight. But as I said in the beginning, you can just turn this into whatever. You can turn it into a barbecue area, into a jacuzzi area, into whatever you want up there whenever you have the money. But yeah, I really enjoyed the idea of having that extra outdoor area. And I wouldn't mind actually to play with that couple, as happens so often. Anytime I use a couple and move, or Sims, and move them into the house that I'm renovating, I'm like, oh, I want to play with them and just, you know, see where it's going with them and what their story is. But between all the renovations, I barely get time to actually play anymore, which is kind of sad. So I think I have to take out some time, maybe this upcoming weekend, to actually get some gameplay in and not just trying to improve my building skill. But thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope I'll see you soon in one of my next videos. Bye!